So we use Diigo to create a database that we would use to use in our science project. So for example, I studied neurotransmission, and for certain things I found it pertained to the entire class. So what I could do is I could tag it cell membrane, and that would allow everyone in our entire class to sort of see and learn the source I had annotated. Or for example, I go back to the more specific neurotransmission, which is only pertaining to my group. So in that case, I could really choose. I could tag and annotate my sources depending on how I wanted them to be viewed by other people. And by the time this database was made, I could go back into the database and sort of restructure and re-research everything I did so I could really grasp all the knowledge out of each source that I found.
So we use like BBM on Blackberries on the group, and like a bunch of us joined the group so we could like talk and discuss about biology, and like if we had any questions we could answer them, and everyone like helped each other and contributed, and like our teacher was part of it, but she didn't like control the discussion or anything, or like if something was wrong then she would just tell us what it was, or if no one else knew the answer to it. And then like we were able to post like pictures of stuff and then comment on it, so like it helped us. So like if she wanted a dipeptide, what she once asked us to draw, everyone like uploaded their own picture of one, and then she commented and like said if it was right, or like if why one of them was wrong and stuff.
So in class we started using this website called Today's Meet, which is basically an online, it's just a chat for all the members of the class, and we used it during the actual class while we were going over some students' labs to talk about any questions we had throughout like the presentation, or something that they had done wrong, and we pointed out some errors, and then it helped Miss Newcomb, our teacher, because at the end of it she was able to like answer all of our questions on like a separate document, since like a transcript had been drawn up, and so it really helped us throughout the whole class because we didn't leave like one question unanswered.
So Google Docs is a great way to collaborate with and share your work with classmates. If you write up a document, you can easily share it with multiple people instantly, and when you do that, they can access it and they can make changes, and you can view them instantly. Also, there's a chat box, and you can talk to the person while you do it. So in my opinion, it's a great way to correct or basically share work with your friends and peers.
Yeah, so Google Spreadsheets have been used in most of my classes. It's a way of putting all the data together. I mean, like last week we had a lab, it was called the Toothpaste Lab, and what we did was we collected data from, and various groups did it, right? So we took all of our data and we put it onto a Google spreadsheet where we compared the data to itself or the counterparts with other groups, and by calculating the deviation between other groups we assessed the reliability of our data. So it's really helped us sort of learn about deviation between, and about how reliable data can be from only doing one experiment. So yeah.
So in class we started using Facebook as a way of discussion for each block that we have. So recently we used it for this lab that we were producing, and it really helped us because what we did was on Excel we were able to take snips of the graphs and charts and stuff, and then insert those as images on the Facebook page, and then discuss what went wrong, what we could do to improve. And it helped Miss Newcomb because she was able to see our productivity on the Facebook page before class the next day. So it really helped us all to prepare in advance.
Dr. Chanin isn't in class. He makes us YouTube videos that we can watch on his channel, and he basically tells us what we need to know and what we need to do for class. But in case we have any questions and we can't get through to him by email, we can ask each other. And even if you're not in the same class, there's a little chat option at the bottom where you can comment and interact with other students. So that way we're always in the know about what exactly we're supposed to do.
So like today, like in science class, I came on Skype and I watched what was happening, and I could understand what Ms. Newcomb was saying. And in class, like whatever we had about the PH activity lab, they were answered, and then if I had a question, I would like ask through by typing it on Skype, and the person who I was on Skype with asked Ms. Newcomb, and she would clear it up for me. So it's really good, and I actually felt like I was in class and I missed anything.
Okay, so I think as biology students, I think we think Quizlet's really good because a lot of biology has to do with, I think, memorizing your vocab, because if you understand your vocab really well, you can answer all the essay questions and all the 2-point questions that need the vocab. So Quizlet's really good for that. And if you want, if you're not a techie person, you can also write down all the vocab and you can share it with people, and I think it's really helpful.
Yeah, Quizlet has a lot of flashcards and you can go through them, you can learn all the words, and you can also make your own tests, and they have tests and you can choose the layout of the test, the format, whether you want like A, B, C, D, or like, write it out. You can do anything in it. Then you can test yourself really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.